that people in general would enjoy. And so if you have any thoughts on what you need help with, if you have any questions about small business, I've been in the small business world my whole life. I'm a certified public accountant. I've I grew up in a small business. My family owned a small business, and so I've seen it my whole life. So I understand quite a bit of things, and I know what I don't know. So I can't. I'll know what questions I'm not qualified to answer. But I've bought two businesses, expect to acquire more. I've been part of a lot of acquisitions and sales, both ends when I was inside companies, but now I'm an owner. It's much more fun to be an owner if you like risk, if you like the adventure. If you don't like the adventure, you don't like risk, you should not be a small business owner. And if you're trying to talk yourself into being a small business owner, then you shouldn't be one because it's a lot of work and you got to have passion for it and it's up and down constantly. All right. So I've got a case study here. Somebody asked this question. They said, my bosses approached me to buy their business and I'm trying to figure out what I should do. My bosses are 70 plus years old, both of them, husband and wife. And this particular person is 33 years old. And this business has been around for over 25 years. So it's stable. It's been around for a while. They mentioned to me years ago that this would be an option if it's something that I wanted. And I said yes back then. But it would take me some years to come up with the money that I thought that they would want. A couple of days ago, I was floored when they brought it up to me again. And they offered me this in a way that made sense. Here's the example. A payment system of which they would get 120,000 per year until the agreed upon number is met, or even all of the money up front and less years. So 120,000 per year for the agreed upon number, or some money up front and less years. They also disclosed a number, 550,000 of inventory, which should be close to 750K. It's a little bit strange wording there. Now, I pretty much run this place as it is. So he's an operator. And the only things I don't handle are payroll, paying taxes, physically cutting checks. So he doesn't pay the bills directly. They help sell stuff. They do help sell stuff now, but I handle the day to day. They sell stuff now and then, but I handle the day to day. We also talk about control and how much would be involved. And a biggie for me is if they're still planning to commingle expenses. So if you know what that means, they've got personal expenses probably running through the business. For example, their company pays cell phone bills and other fringe benefits that go along with owning a business. That's very, very common. Cell phone can very easily be a business expense. So you run it through the business, but you also you have it outside of business hours. The business would easily support the 120K per year that they want, especially if I am able to cut some unnecessary expenses. I think that I think we have unnecessary if we can cut some unnecessary expenses. Although I would have to hire someone else to do the back office stuff that I currently do. My major concern is that I wouldn't have the personal cash that I would want up front, 100K, and money is still very expensive. Interest rates are high. So I would be strictly dependent on the cash coming in. What should my next steps be, and who should I talk to? What questions do I need to ask, and are there other things that I should be looking for? I want this deal to be fair for both sides of the table. When you're negotiating and you're trying to figure a deal out, that's very admirable to want things to be favorable for both sides, especially because this is a seller financing option, $120,000 per year that's paid to the seller over time. That's seller financing. So you owe them money for the business and you pay them over time. That means that you do want them to think things are fair, because if they're not, then they could bring a lawsuit against you, or they could make your life miserable. They could badmouth you, and you want to have goodwill. And if you don't have goodwill, then you shouldn't do the deal. That'd be a horrible, horrible idea. And I think that you shouldn't worry too much about being fair for everybody, because they're going to watch out for their best interest. They've already given you that, and you need to watch out for your best interest.